Paul, obviously we start with last week first. You had your coaching badges, but on Monday something that's been hanging over yourself and the club for a while was the Wembley Commission and the hearing. What were your thoughts on the verdict and obviously getting the incident out of the way now?
I think first and foremost, I think it's. I'm glad it's out of the way because it's been going on for a long time, and for some reason unknown to us, we can understand why we didn't get it sooner. But it is what it is. The FA decided it was going to be on the Monday at 12 o'clock at Wembley, and to be fair, I mean, obviously, don't want to go into details, but once I got the punishment, I was a bit. I think we were all taken back. Me, Alex, Matty Williams, who came down, John Duncan, and Paul Gilway, who was the QC on the day. So I actually felt it was harsh. I really did. I knew I was going to get obviously some type of reprimand, you know what I mean? But to get a 5-game stadium ban, I thought was very harsh.
Obviously, looking forward now, is it a case of trying to move on from that and fully concentrate on the football now it's out of the way?
Well, I think you've got to. I think you've got to because obviously, disappointing, because I want to be on the touchline. I think it's important that that I'm on the touchline. Obviously, I've got look at myself and learn to probably curb my temper now and then. But football's a passionate game. And you want to win. You want to do well for your team and do well for your fans. And at the end of the day, that's why I thought it was so harsh because I didn't really take that into consideration. But as I've said, there's no point appealing because if you appeal, you probably get another 2 games, and so there's no point in doing that. But it's disappointing because, as I say, we've got some big games coming up. I know they're all big games, but especially the first game back from international break, you want to be there. It gets a very good Wigan side, and to not be there is going to be hard for me to take. But I've got to take it on the chin, and just hopefully I've got Alex Ray, I've got Tomo. Tomo's been manager here before in the past, so he'd be happy to take the realms with Alex, the reins with Alex. And I just think we've got such a good bunch of lads here. We've got such a great group, and we've got great support with fans. At home have been outstanding this season. Sometimes you just hope that you don't need a manager because once you're out there, once you cross that white line, it's the players, and that's always been the case in football. So yeah, listen, we'll be all up. We'll be all right. We've got 2 massive games at home. If you shouldn't need a manager to motivate you to get up for Wigan live on Sky and Blackpool, which is a derby game.
Yes, in terms of that, how much will it affect your preparation? Because Monday to Friday will remain the same. It's just Saturdays that are out of the question.
Yeah. Listen. Monday to Fridays, it's not a problem, but it's kind of like for me, it's like a player who trains Monday to Friday and don't play on a Saturday. That's how I kind of feel like being involved Monday to Friday and then not actually be in the stadium or be in the change room with the lads and doing my team talk and saying the things that I feel I need to say. It's going to be difficult, but as I said, I'm the ones that aim for that. I'll my hands up for it, but I'm sure we got enough in the change room. We got enough in my staff to make sure that I'm not that sorely missed.
Yeah, you mentioned your coaching staff there. You mentioned Steve Thompson, who's been in charge before. He knows the club inside out. And Alex Ray, yourself and Alex have played together. You've coached together. He's got similar attributes to yourself, so he knows what you'll be thinking and what you'll be wanting out on the pitch. Yeah,
of course we will. As I said, Alex Ray's also managed it, at Dundee. So he's been in that seat as a manager, and so has Tomo. So effectively, I've got no qualms or no concerns about Alex and Tomo taking over. As I said, Alex is similar to me. I think that's why we both went to Wembley on charges, to be honest. But he knows what I expect. He knows the standards I expect things to be done at, and he knows, and the players know that, and the players respect Al and they respect Tomo. So all in all, as I said, as much as I'm not going to be there, I've got nothing but 110% confidence in Alex Ray and Tomo to get the jobs done.
The most helpful thing about Saturday is that the game is on Sky.
It is, because obviously we were looking at the, the Saturday takes care of itself because I can obviously watch it on Sky and make phone calls and, see what's going on. It's probably the next 4 games where we're going to have to try and find a way where I can watch it. But my IT bloke's onto that, Adam. Hopefully he'll come up with something in the next couple of days so I can watch the games where it needs to be watched so I can see what's going on.
Obviously back from the international break, how are the lads looking, the ones that you wanted to get up to speed? I believe some of them are playing the game this afternoon.
Yeah, we had a game this afternoon against Richie. Richie brought over his youth team, under 18s, over to have a game this afternoon, which is good. You know, I think the lads. It's hard because sometimes as a manager, because you're concentrating so much on your first 11, you know, you kind of forget, you know, that the ones who have not been playing week in and week out do need games as much as they're training. They do need games, and it's actually hard to get games from other clubs. Tried to get a game last week because it was the JPT, everyone was playing. But we've managed to get a game next week against Bolton on Tuesday, and I think the lads need that. They need topping up, and because you never know when you're going to need them, especially now with the Christmas period coming up. You know, I kind of think we're kind of light in the squad again, to be honest. Looking at our squad, we've got some injuries, yeah, it's a good little run out for them, and we'll keep trying to get as many games as we can, as long as we've got a full week to do that. So they can just get up to scratch, because you know they're all going to be needed. As much as at the moment they might be disappointed because they're not involved as far as the first 11. You know, if I change a team to depending on what team we're playing against, I need to make sure they're ready to go in there and do it, and that's the point of having these games.
You mentioned those injuries. The biggest blow was Barry Ferguson being out. What's the latest in terms of his recovery?
I think Barry's Barry. I think Barry's obviously devastated. I spoke to him last week. He was absolutely gutted. You know, obviously, I think when you're that age, you just want to keep playing and keep playing and keep playing. And you know, I was the same. Any injury that stops you from training and playing and being amongst the lads, you know, it hurts you probably more than if you were 22, 23, because you know you're not going to be coming to the end of your career, and you know you just want to keep playing games. Especially when you look how well Barry Ferguson was playing for us, and how he's our captain. You know, he's vocal, he's a leader. You know, and he's a very good footballer, and the experience that he gives us is second to none. And as much as you search the market and look for other players in, you're never going to have Barry Ferguson. You know, Liverpool will never find out Stevie Gerrard, or make not another Ryan Giggs. You know, for us it's like Barry, you never get no one like him, because his experience is invaluable, and to lose him for another 3 or 4 weeks is a blow. But as I said, it gives someone else a chance to come in and show what they can do.
Because of that injury and because you want to get some players up to speed, did the international break come at the right time?
Yes and no. I think, to be fair, there'll be teams in the Championship who'll be saying, well, you know, we're not playing well at the moment, we're not performing well, we're not winning games, we keep losing, so maybe international break's great for them. But for us, I think, yes, in a way, because obviously, you know, you want to get players up to speed, as we said before, but knowing the fact that, you know, we're doing okay, we keep picking up points. You know, we haven't won for 3 or 4 games, but you know, that's not a problem to me. I think the thing is that as long as you keep picking up points, you know, we're doing okay. And there's teams here with, I think, 1 in 5 or 6. You know, lost 4 out of 5 and that. So, you know, as much as people say, yeah, we haven't won in 4, you know, we've still drawn against some very good teams with bigger budgets than us. And so it's always nice to keep that momentum going. And sometimes I know from a player more than anyone that when you go away into international break, normally the weekend after when you play, whether it's Premier League or Championship or League, you know, you get weird results, because, you know, and I found it when I was at Man United and Liverpool, you know, we always seem to struggle that weekend because we've been away for 2 weeks. So it can have its pluses and its minuses, but and you don't get time to really prepare, you know, because I think like Gillo and Thomas, they're not back till Thursday, and Kaffers and Jack Robbo, so you can't actually do team play because they're part of my team. So it becomes a bit of a rush, you know. So but it is what it is. You know, at the same time, it's the same for every other club. You know, we've got internationals out. So, but we're looking forward to the game. It'll be a good game on Saturday.
Looking at the last few games, you've always said that you like to keep things tight. Has it just been a case of not being able to get that goal that we've needed and creating enough chances?
I think, to be fair, I think we are actually a little bit short on firepower. I believe that. You know, I think I remember last year when I came to the club, and the amount of chances we had, you know, early on in the game, you know, and you'll be part of that, and we could never seem to take our chances, and I think we've always been one of those clubs since I've been here where it's never been easy. There's been a game where we've gone 2 or 3-0 up and you can relax or sit on the bench. There's never been a game for me where that's been the case since I've been here. It's always been tight, or, you know, and it remains the same this season. You know, I think we don't score enough goals. I think we are starting to score goals from set pieces, which is a bonus. And and we need to, as you start getting more people in the box. But at the same time, we've done ever so well with the squad that we've got. I think they've been absolutely fantastic. I don't think we've got the personnel to start being expensive. When you look at our team, I don't think we've got that. But the way we play, we seem to enjoy the way we play. We seem to have the personnel to do that. So there's no point me playing Arks and Bishop to play left wing and start running at the full back and doing step overs, or bash right wing. It ain't going to happen. You know, we've just got to be hard to beat. You know, and with the height and physicality that we've got on our side, we've always got a chance of scoring goals, and that served us well. You know, in the last few games, and it served us well again. We're not always going to win all the games, but we ain't going to lose a lot of games all the time. And as you said, when we lost to Mill on Tuesday, you know, since then we haven't lost a game. You know, I know there've been probably 3 or 4 draws, but we haven't lost a game. So that's important. You know, that you can keep picking up points.
Yeah, what sort of threat do Wigan pose at the weekend?
Good side. I've watched Wigan 3 or 4 times in the last 5 weeks, and to be fair, and I think they're going to be different this week because I think Holt's back from injury now. I think the first time I saw him, Holt started the game and they went very direct to him and just got the seconds with Watson and MacArthur. But they are a good footballing team. I saw them against Ipswich 2 weeks ago and they play some really good football. And you know, Owen Core's teams are like that. They like to get the ball down on the ground and play. And of course they're going to be a threat. When you think about the money that he spent, you know, on those players, then there'll be nothing but a threat. We know that. But we also know that, you know, if we can start the game well, which I don't think we did against Watford, and we could have been 2 or 3-0 down. And in the second half, we were the best team. We could have won the game 2 or 3. So I want that second half, you know, in the first half against Owen Core's team, because when we're on the front foot and, you know, in people's faces, and then we get the ball down in their final third and start passing it, we know we're a very good side. So listen, they're a top class side, and you expect them to be up there come the end of the season. And I'm sure if they're not, I mean, it'll be disappointing considering the budget that they've got. But listen, it's great to see him back in football. You know, it's great to see him back in football, and you know, we will be up for the game. There's no doubt about that. As I said, you know, the international's coming back, big game, live on Sky, our fans at home, good record at home, and it'll be a good game.
You mentioned the options that Owen Core's got there. It's a case of juggling